Yes. I just want to start with a poem, and it's titled "A Clean Sweep." It was given to me by one of our staff who spent some time in India with a group called Safai Vidyalaya in Gujarat, India, which was started by Gandhi. And it says, "The act of sweeping is not just the cleaning of dirt and dust. It shows the willingness of the broom to become dirty and its ability to clean itself to fulfill its next task again and again. Forgiveness is the act of clean sweeping, cleaning bias, prejudice, and hatred, and working and making visible the inner layer of love and warmth. We too can and should sweep our own minds and hearts with the simple and valuable sweep of forgiveness again and again. So pick up your broom. With such sweeping thoughts, we humbly ask for forgiveness." I first want to thank you all for being here. Thank you. And thank you, Pam, Michelle, and all of Bali for inviting me here. I feel very honored to be here. And I feel very honored, actually, to be sharing the stage with you, Judy. That's very big for me. Tyler introduced me as the founder, executive director of Zenith Cleaning. I like to introduce myself as a cleaner. I prefer that than any other title. So I'm going to be starting with the title is Cleaning Our Windows. I went into this business from business school. I was schooling at McGill. I was doing my MBA at McGill. And I loved cleaning. And that's not very popular. First of all, as a guy, as an African man, as an MBA, and also my background is in banking and finance and IT. So cleaning is not exactly the most exciting thing to do from the MBA program. But I was attracted to it because of its simplicity. In the MBA program, we were exposed to a lot of all these very complicated theories. But cleaning for me was very simple. Cleaning was just remove dirt, and that's it. But I was looking at business, and I was looking at it with my heart. I wasn't looking at it with just my head. And that changed a lot. And I love this quote, which is from The Little Prince by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. Sorry, I forgot to put his name there. That is only with the heart that we can see what we can see rightly. What is essential is invisible to the eye. And this connects to how I started to see cleaning. Yes, I was looking at the business of cleaning, but I was seeing more than that. Excuse me. I started to see the dirt around cleaning. I started to see the prejudice, the stigma, the feeling of shame. Yes, I was involved in a business, but I could not run away from the fact that I felt shame as a cleaner. I felt like I needed to hide the fact that I was a cleaner, like I had to be a closeted cleaner. And yeah. But it's interesting because when you are seeing dirt, it's because you are seeing. First of all, you are seeing. And we can't begin to clean anything until we see dirt, until we actually engage with dirt. And that's where cleaning begins. Wow, 2 minutes. Um, and so I started to see all this, and that I couldn't leave cleaning like this. Um, and I started what I would introduce myself to people as an entrepreneur, not as a cleaner. But I knew deep inside that cleaning was bigger than being an entrepreneur, than being a business owner, that cleaning was a metaphor that was very much needed in our world. We were still running a cleaning business, it was doing well, but I could not run away from the metaphor and the practice of cleaning until we came up with this definition of cleaning. That cleaning is the process of removing dirt from any space, surface, object, or subject, thereby exposing beauty, potential, truth, and sacredness. That just blew my world open. I didn't want to do any other thing but to introduce myself to people as a cleaner when I saw this. Um, and so I saw cleaning, and when we see clean, it's seeing cleaning is not just about seeing cleaning, it's seeing. It's beginning to see. It's beginning to see beyond what we see. It's beginning to look, to see beyond what is visible to our naked eye. But it's also seeing the people who do cleaning, because these are people who are invisible. When we see them, what do we see? But it's not just about seeing the people who do cleaning, but seeing people. It's seeing people. So when our windows are clean, to see cleaning or to see people who do cleaning, it's because our windows are clean. And that means we can apply that to anything else. So in seeing all of this, we're still doing a cleaning company, but it was very interesting to begin to explore how do we take this from just an idea into practice. And it took a while. It took a long time of struggling, of confusion, of who are we? Are we a cleaning company, or are we just this philosophical group of people? But one thing I decided was the need to be grounded in the practice of cleaning, regardless of what anyone does, whether you're doing communication, whatever it is, we're all cleaners. And part of what we started to see was cleaning and dirt applies not just to the tangible, but the intangible. We spend our time, our lives cleaning what's tangible, but the real cleaning that needs to happen in the world is not tangible. What's the issues that we're facing and not things that we can see. And so we started to explore how do we go from the tangible to the intangible? How do we bring people into that experience? And the process is, I came into cleaning not knowing. I didn't know what I was not supposed to do. I didn't know I was not supposed to hire people who didn't have any experience in cleaning. I didn't have any experience in cleaning. I didn't know that I was not supposed to invite people from outside the cleaning world to spend time in cleaning. I didn't know. And not knowing is coming with fresh eyes. It's having clean windows. It's having clean lenses. It's not having prejudice. And it's getting rid of a sense of shame. And I realized that it's quite absurd for anyone to feel shame about something that reveals beauty. That's about something that makes things better. What kind of world actually makes us feel ashamed of that? But so not knowing, but also bearing witness, because we don't know. This phrase I heard from Bernie Glassman, whom most of you may know, because we don't know, we're open. We're open to actually seeing and feeling what is, both the truth, the beauty, and the ugliness. And that's where cleaning can begin. There's no filter. There's no not allowing something to come in. We go into a space, it's dirty. And we have to live with it. We have to be with the fact that it's dirty. And that's when cleaning can begin. And then we can take action. And that's our process. And so I'm wrapping up now. The idea of seeing cleaning is really seeing. And when you, cleaning for me is a practice of love, it's a practice of empathy, of compassion. It's going back to essence. And so my experience in cleaning and this journey has actually helped me to, whenever I go into anything, to think, what's the essence of this? Because that's what cleaning is. It's bringing things back to the most fundamental level. So I'm thinking local. What's local? And that, of course, includes where we buy, how we buy. But for me, as a cleaner, who tries to go to the essence and to the most simplest level that I can understand and that a lot of people can understand, is about presence. It's here now. Local is here right now. Compassion here right now, because there's a tendency for us to shift local to something that's outside of this immediate space right now, into something like when I do a transaction. But local is when I'm having this conversation with you, that's local. When I'm making a decision to buy, that becomes local because that's still here and now. And I work, I'm sure many of you have questions as to, so how is this evolving in the business? Love, and this I started to realize, what we're really applying to our work is compassion, is love, is presence. When we call, in our business, we call love the all-purpose cleaner. It's the all-purpose cleaner because in an environment of love, life flourishes, beauty unfolds. And loving cleaning is what's bringing the beauty out of cleaning. But love, what love does, love is infinitely creative. Love is expansive. So love creates and expands businesses and markets because love is creative, because love is expansive. And so what we are seeing, we came up with a number of programs. We came up with something called Cleaning as Practice, where we're inviting executives into cleaning, which has never been done. I mean, there's a program on TV about that. And so they experience cleaning for 3 days. And just to also connect people who would otherwise not connect. So you have a cleaner and you have an executive. Let them come together and let magic happen. And so we're bringing cleaning as an organizational development program within organizations, in schools, which is, the school programs are the most exciting for us. I personally don't think that kids should have janitors clean up after them. I think that kids should learn to clean up after themselves, because if janitors clean up after them, we're saying to them that it's okay to make a mess and someone else will clean it. So that's part of what we're doing. And this, when people look at our work, they say, you're not a cleaning company. But I say we are a cleaning company. This is cleaning. Cleaning is not just cleaning the floor. It's how do we take this thing and apply to both what we can see and what we can't see. We go into school, we clean school halls, hallways, and bathrooms, but we're thinking of how clean is the intangible space of this school? So if bullying is happening in this school, and this is something that's supposed to be outside of the domain of a cleaner, and we've run into problems like this, but we're bold enough. I'm very rebellious I grew up very rebellious, so I didn't think that's outside my concern, as someone who is going into these spaces. So we're thinking, how do we address the intangible space of that school? How do we address the intangible space of an organization, but grounded in the practice of cleaning? And so our offerings have expanded beyond what we can, and we can go into the details, beyond what we could imagine when we started this. I started with my wife at the time. just cleaners, I didn't have any intention. I mean, at the time, perhaps I had it within me, but I didn't think that we'll be offering these programs to executives, to schools. We offer lots of workshops to schools right now on cleaning, on the practice and the metaphor of cleaning. I came in just to do cleaning, but I came in with my heart. And the heart sees a lot more than what is visible. And that's where creativity, that's where innovation happens. The heart is not just for emotion, it's actually to expand what is possible. Thank you.